You know that feeling? That subtle, kind of heavy weight of living in someone else's shadow? The pressure of a big name, a reputation, or a legacy that came way before you? Well, today we're going to dive into that feeling, figure out where it comes from, and most importantly, how to find your own light. It usually starts with something just like this. And at first, it sounds like a compliment, doesn't it? It's like people are recognizing the greatness you're connected to. They see potential in you because of the legacy you're a part of. But then, the vibe starts to shift. That encouragement starts to feel a little more like, well, a warning. The praise gets all tangled up with expectation, and all of a sudden, there's this new pressure you can just feel in the air. And this is exactly how it happens. What started as a flattering comment turns into this constant burden. You feel like you're always being measured, always being compared, and no matter what you manage to achieve, there's this nagging feeling that it's just not quite enough. And this is where it all leads, to this deep internal crisis, right? You stop asking who you are and you start worrying only about who you're supposed to be. The pressure to live up to someone else's story can literally make you lose sight of your own identity. But here's the thing, this isn't some new, modern anxiety. Not at all. It's an ancient human struggle. And to really get our heads around it, we're gonna look at one of the most famous families in history. Okay, let's talk about the children of King David. I mean, if anyone ever understood the immense pressure of a legendary father, it was them. Just try to put yourself in their shoes for a second. Your dad isn't just successful, he is a living legend, a giant slayer, a king literally anointed by God, a name that would echo through thousands of years. The shadow he cast was, well, it was monumental. And this wasn't just one person's struggle. David had a lot of sons, and every single one of them had to figure out how to navigate life as the child of a legend, with all the incredible opportunity and all the crushing pressure that came with it. You see, a legacy like David's is always a double-edged sword. On one side, it's a gift. It opens doors and gives you a platform, but on the other side, it's a heavy, heavy burden. It creates this whole world of constant comparison, sibling rivalry, and this overwhelming need to prove that you're worthy. But in the middle of all the drama, the competition, and even the tragedy in David's family, one son's story takes this fascinating, totally unexpected turn. His whole approach just broke the cycle completely. This is where everything changes. When it's Solomon's turn to be king, he doesn't try to puff out his chest and imitate his father's strength. He does the exact opposite. He admits his vulnerability to God. He basically says, I feel totally overwhelmed, like a little kid who has no idea what he's doing. And this one moment of pure honesty leads to a huge breakthrough. So, step one, he admits he can't do it alone. Step two, instead of chasing his father's reputation, he chooses to depend on God. And the result? God doesn't tell him to be another David. Instead, he gives Solomon a unique gift, wisdom, the very thing that would define his own legacy. This ancient story reveals a truth that is absolutely timeless. You are never designed to be a carbon copy of someone else, no matter how much you admire them. The real invitation isn't to fill their shoes, it's to discover your own path. So, how do we take this lesson from Solomon and apply it to our own lives right now? It's time to start rewriting your own story. This is the first question we have to ask ourselves, honestly. Just take a second and think about the expectations you're chasing. Are they really yours? Or did you just kind of borrow them from your family or your job or society? These expectations that were never really meant to define you in the first place. And let's build on that. How often do you measure your own progress against someone else's highlight reel? We all do it. But Solomon's freedom really came the moment he stopped looking at David's journey and focused on his own. This is such a powerful reframe. Your worth isn't determined by how well you can play a part or imitate a hero. No, it's found in the authenticity of your own journey, in walking your own path with honesty. Let this really sink in. Just think of that person, that legacy, that expectation you feel crushed by. God is not asking you to be them. He's calling you to be you, fully, uniquely, and completely you. That's where your purpose, your strength, and your true story are just waiting to be discovered. And this is what it all comes down to, right?
The freedom you're looking for, the start of your own amazing adventure, it begins the very instant you let go of someone else's story. That's the moment you finally make space for your own story to be written.